y'all, welcome back. In today's video I'm going to be showing you how to do the really cool waffle stitch. And it's called the waffle stitch because it's got all these little nooks and crannies and it looks like a waffle. Makes sense? This is a really neat stitch to use for baby blankets. If you use a cotton yarn, it also makes really nice hot pads and dishcloths because of how thick and plush the stitch is. For today's video, I'm going to be using worsted weight yarn and a size 5mm hook. So let's go ahead and get our yarn on our hook. And we're going to start with our foundation chain. Now, your chain needs to be made in multiples of 3, 6, 9, 12, what have you, up until you get the chain to the length that you want. And then you want to add 2 more chains to the end of that. For this video, I'm only going to be chaining to 24. And once I get to the 24th chain, I'm going to add 2 more for a total of 26. Okay, so go ahead and start your chain. When you're done, come back and I'll show you how to do the next row. Okay, I have just made my 24th stitch and I'm going to add 2 more for 25 and 26. Okay. Now for the next row, what you want to do is make double crochets from here all the way down to the end of your chain. And to do that, you're going to start in the second chain from the hook. Okay, this is 1 and this is 2. So yarn over, put your hook in that second chain, yarn over and pull through, yarn over, pull through your first 2 loops, yarn over and pull through the other 2 loops. Okay, there's your double crochet. So go ahead and continue doing this, making double crochets in every single stitch all the way to the end of your chain. Pause the video. When you're finished, come back and we'll get to work on the next row. Okay, I have now finished making my double crochets all the way to the end of my chain. And you can check to make double sure that you've made the correct amount of double crochets. Let's say I started with a chain of 24 plus 2, okay? So count the double crochets, and you want to have the same amount of double crochets as your starting chain, which here is my 24 double crochets right here, plus an additional 2. Okay, so there's the additional double crochet right there, and this little chain looking space where you started to do your double crochets in the second chain from the hook, that is going to count as a double crochet as well. Okay, so here's my 24 double crochets plus 1 plus 2. Okay, and you want to have those 2 extra or else your project's not going to come out correctly. Okay, now to start on the next row, we're going to chain 1 and turn your work. And every single row that you do, you are always going to start off by making a double crochet in this very first stitch right here beside the chain one that you just made. Okay, that one right there. So let's go ahead and make a double crochet. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to start making these ridges. And these ridges are made with something called a front post double crochet. Okay, it's a long name. It is not a difficult stitch, though. In fact, it's probably one of my most favorite stitches to utilize because it gives a lot of texture to your piece. So that now that you've made your double crochet in that first stitch, we're going to start making a front post double crochet. And to do that, loop around just like you're getting ready to make a regular double crochet, but go into the space beside this double crochet here. Okay, and you see this entire stitch here, this is called a post. The long part of the stitch is called the post. Run your hook underneath that double crochet and out the other side. Okay, just like that. Yarn over and pull your yarn through. Okay, you have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, now you just made a double crochet around this post, which is called a front post double crochet. See how it gives it kind of a textured look? So moving on, you want to make 2 regular double crochets in the next 2 stitches. Okay, there's 1 and there's 2. Okay, Now we're going to make another front post double crochet. Just like that. Okay. Another 2 regular double crochets in the next 2 stitches. 1 and 2. Another front post double crochet. And you're just going to repeat this all the way to the end, okay? Front post double, 2 regular doubles, front post, 2 doubles, front post, 2 doubles, all the way to the end. So work on that, come back, and I'll show you how to end this row and how to begin the next one. Okay, now you're at the end and you just made your last front post double crochet. So go ahead, you should have 2 stitches left. Make 2 standard double crochets, just like that. Okay, this is going to be the front of our work. Now the waffle pattern here is going to be a lot more pronounced once you get, 2 or 3 rows in. So go ahead and chain 1 and turn your work over. Okay, now we're on the back side. Like I said a while ago, you always start with a double crochet in that very first stitch. So there is 1 double crochet. Okay, now it may be hard to see on this row, but like I said, as you progress, it'll be more pronounced. Now that you've made that double crochet there, this very next double crochet is going to look like it's sticking out at you just a little bit. You want to make a front post double crochet around that stitch. Okay, just like that. And now we're going to be making 1 double crochet in the next stitch. Just like that. Now these next 2 look like they're sticking out at you a little bit. So you want to make a front post double crochet around those. Okay, 1 and 2. Just like that. 1 double crochet in the next, front post double crochet around the next 2, and that is your repeat for this row. Okay, so 2 front post doubles, 1 double, 2 front post doubles, a double, all the way to the end of the row. Okay, now when you get to the end of the row, it's going to look a little bit tricky when you get to the very end, but you come back and I'll show you how to finish off and start your next row. Okay, I'm almost at the end here. I just made my second front post double crochet, a double crochet into this stitch. Okay, and now you're going to have what looks like just a blob of stitches here. You can actually, it's going to be hard to see, you actually get 1 more front post double crochet right in there. Okay, like I said, it's going to be just a little bit hard because it's at the end, and you can also do another double crochet in that little hidden stitch right beside of it. Like I said, that's going to be the hard part. It's just, on this one end, it's always just a little bit tight because of that front post double right there. But you can get in another double crochet right beside of it. You just may have to pry your stitches apart a little bit. So go ahead, now that we're at the end of this row, chain 1 and turn it over, and look there. See the ridge that you just made all the way across there? It's pretty neat, how the design actually starts to come through the yarn the more rows that you work. And it's just going to keep doing this. The more rows that you make, you're going to have more of these coming across. Every back row, gives you one of these. Every front row gives you these. And so really just, continue alternating those 2 rows. I said always, with your double crochet here in the front. And then as soon as you make that first double crochet, okay, you don't want to do anything in that stitch right there. Okay, as soon as you make that front, this first double crochet here, you want to yarn over and do a front post double crochet. Okay, because if not, you're going to continuously build stitches on this side, and your work is going to start going crooked like that. So you want to chain 1 and then turn your work, make a double crochet in that front stitch, and then immediately go to do your front post double crochet. Okay, Now just keep on doing your double crochets. 1, 2, just like we did before. Your front post double here, 2 doubles, front post double, once again, all the way down to the end. Okay, and that's basically what this stitch is. It's just alternating those 2 rows. Okay, so go ahead and work on your project till it's the length that you want, and then come back and I'll show you how to finish it off. It's really simple, but in order to finish it off, you need to start on the back side. Okay, so go ahead and finish like a front row, turn it over so that you're at the back, and then come back and I'll show you how to finish it off. Okay, on my project here, I'm coming up to the very last of another front row. So I just did a front post double crochet. I'll do 2 more standard double crochets. Like I said, it's going to be a little hard to see this very end here, but let's try to work it in. Okay, and now we're going to finish off our projects by chaining 1, turning it over to the back. Now this is really, really simple. You just pick what stitch you want to use. It can be a single crochet, a half double, a double, and then just make that stitch in every single stitch all the way across. Like I'm going to use a half double here, and just start in that very, very first stitch there, and then just make that stitch in every single stitch across. Okay, just like that until you get to the end. Then when you get to the end, you know, cut your yarn, pull it through, weave in your tails with a yarn needle, and you'll be done. As you can see on this piece here, this is a half double crochet that I used to finish this one off. So there is the waffle stitch. And thank you guys for stopping by and watching my video. If you would, please click that little subscribe button down below. You can check out my website and my Facebook page. The links to both of those are in the video description box down below. Share this video with your friends that want to learn how to crochet or want to learn a few more stitches. And I hope you guys come back. Bye!